So, we talked about, to just shift topics real quick, we talked about the network that you've created, and the centerpiece of that, in my opinion, is Tate. Obviously, he brings you guys together, everything that he's put together. What's your take on what's happening with him these days?
Well, they recently were videoed being going in and out of the DICOT headquarters in Romania. There's a reason. Obviously, I think the allegations are ludicrous. Obviously, I think these guys are innocent. They're my friends. I don't need to wait for any more evidence or anything to come out to know that these guys are innocent. I know these men, right? But what's becoming more and more obvious to the international stage as everyone's watching this case, they aren't, for example, as one of many examples, they're not using the CCTV footage from within their house that the police have had for about 9 months from the previous time they were arrested, right? Or charged, right? Allegations, right? They're not using any of that in the case because the police know that it'll prove them innocent. They're just abusing the Romanian legal system to keep these guys in detention, to try and look tough. The prosecutor specifically to try and look tough so he gets the DICOT position that's up for election in 2024. That's all it's about. It's just about them abusing the Romanian legal system to try and make themselves look tough so they can get elected to a position.
Let me ask you, and I'll go on the record and I say a lot of this is just trumped up BS charges. I don't believe any of it until you show me that what he's guilty of. Right. I'm on Team Innocent, Team Tate camp, no doubt. How much though do you think it was the fact that he was like, listen, every country's corrupt. Every country's corrupt. You've heard him say this thing. He's like, the difference in Romania is I'd rather be able to pay the person to get off and just keep it moving because every country's corrupt. I'd rather be able to just cut a check, give some cash, keep it moving. You've heard him ever say this? How much do you think that there's some prosecutor or some legal person in this country's like, well, I don't think so, my friend. I'll tell you, we'll show you. How much do you think that had an effect on him getting arrested?
Like some guy with a chip on his shoulder, basically.
100%. You're like, you're talking shit about the legal system. And this is pure speculation, but how much do you think that played a role?
I mean, it's entirely possible. I don't know, but it's entirely possible that this guy's felt personally attacked maybe because he's in the legal system and he's like, all right, well, I'm going to try and prove something.
Yeah, I mean, because I think that's probably a component of it.
But if you look at the history of this DICOT, DIICOT, right? That's the department that's currently investigating them, right? If you look through the history of their leadership, it's just corruption all the way down.
Yeah,
the last few years, just corrupt. So, do I suspect that this prosecutor is probably being corrupt? Well, it's obvious he's being corrupt because he's not presenting any evidence to prosecute them. He's abusing their legal system to just detain my friends.
Abuse of power. You've got pretty strong opinions on this situation. As a woman, how do you process what's going on with our friend Andrew Tate over there in Romania?
I have a couple of opinions. So here's the thing. I feel like I'm just going to wait because one time Kanye said something and I gave my take way too soon after he said some things. And then he said way worse things the next day. So I've just learned to be patient. And investigations are good. Hopefully the Romanian government does the right thing and does what they're supposed to do because investigation is to find somebody innocent or to find them guilty, right? So I think due process is good in that way, but it's Romania, so that's a little bit different. But he did make himself an enemy of the Matrix, right? So let's say the Romanian government did hate him and needed to win, a political game. He's an excellent target for that. Let's just get rid of this. What they want to call him alt-right or something. Let's just, let's mess with this guy so we can look good to, I guess, the Romanian liberals, right? I mean, I guess it would look good in that context. And also, you can not like what he did with the webcam stuff and still say that maybe these women weren't, that intensely manipulated. Oh no, boo-hoo, woe is me. I get to stay in $1 million mansion. This is so sad. You can be critical of both sides. It's my opinion, though, that he's this is what I thought. He was on his way to turning over a new leaf, basically like a new chapter of life, more focusing, I think, on the women in his life and his children. That's my perspective. I have no idea. But hopefully the Romanian government does the right thing. Leave him alone,
We'll see.
I think perhaps him converting to Islam might have rubbed up some Romanian officials the wrong way. Because Romania is the most orthodox Christian nation on the planet, as far as I'm aware.
That's also another component from what I've heard, is that because he's bragged about how Christian and Judeo-Christian values that they have in Romania, and they kind of viewed that as a slap in the face that he converted to Islam.
That is entirely possible.
That is one of the theories out there.
The thing is, his brother Tristan is Orthodox Christian.
Yeah,
Like his brother's extremely Orthodox, and they've donated continuously to the Romanian church the whole time they've been in Romania. They've done so much charity work in Romania. They don't ever talk about this, by the way, because they like to keep charity private. Right. Well, they like to keep it private. They don't believe they should. It kind of defeats the point of charity in the first place. If you feel like you need to get some kind of
don't brag, let others do it for you.
Yeah, some kind of bragging rights about it.
Okay.
But they've donated to like massive amounts to orphanages, like sheltering homeless dogs, donating to the church. They even personally drove up to the Ukrainian border to like give clothes to children fleeing Ukraine when the conflict started.
You know what I will say? I don't think the Romanian government is being transparent enough. That I can say for certain, because there's way too many conflicting things. There have been 2 women that have already come out that apparently knew him and his brother well, and they're saying what they're saying is not true. I'm supposed to be one of the victims. But here's the thing. Because they're not transparent, we can't see if these women are on the dossier or not, because they could just be talking out of their mouths and not even be relevant to the investigation. So that they're at least being secretive. I'll say that.
All right.
Do you think anything with Greta Thunberg had to do with part of that arrest?
I think that's just
Nothing
timing. I don't think that has any. I think they were
Just
building
a
their
thought.
case for a while.
Yeah.
I just think that just happened to be like the whole pizza box thing. It's like you don't need to track that. You know where he lives. He posts about it all the time. The pizza box bullshit.
He has this thing called a passport.
Yeah.
You can tell he's
when you're in the
country because he has a passport. It's simple.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm a firm believer that the guy is more good than bad. I'm a firm believer that he is a net positive, not negative for society. I'm a firm believer in the judicial and justice system and innocent until proven guilty. So unless they make their case and actually prove that he is in fact a criminal, I'm on Team Tate. So if you like that clip, click right here to watch another. Or if you want to watch the entire Soscast, click right here.